So the streets are talking, Victor.
Hey,
get him, Daddy.
Don't you walk on me.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
How is mom life going?
She woke up at 5. Life is good.
So how many months is she now? She's not a full year yet, is she? No.
No, she's 6.5.
6.5. Wow. And it doesn't seem like having the baby has slowed you down at all. I still see on Instagram you're all over the place, skiing, spearfishing, doing it all.
I just got back to it.
How long were you out of it for?
How long? What? Sorry.
You said you just got back to it?
Yeah, I was in Costa Rica 3 weeks ago, I think.
How'd you do there?
Pretty good. Got a bunch of tutors, so that was awesome.
And you brought the baby with you?
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Gotcha. But she went to
Nope.
Nicaragua with you guys?
Yes, I did, yes. My husband is half Nicaraguan, so we go there a lot.
Oh, cool. So he has a bunch of family there.
Yes.
Nice. When did you guys get married?
We're getting married, and we already married. We got married like at the courthouse, but we're getting married. Like the party is in November next year.
Oh, cool.
This year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I bet you're excited for that.
That should be fun.
Yeah. So I think the last time we talked, I think the cookbook you had was just about to come out. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. What was like the process of putting that together?
Yeah, it was not recommended.
Why do you say that?
Cookbooks are a lot of work, not a lot of return. I mean, hey, cookbooks are a great business card. That's pretty much it.
That's it. Did it take a while? What was it like? How many?
It took me about 2 years.
Oh, wow. And
it was very, very long.
Yeah. Were there any recipes that didn't make the cut that you think should have?
Oh, I have hundreds of recipes. It was kind of just, trying to figure out which one was best. And I learned a lot. Definitely made some mistakes. If I was ever to do a volume 2, I would do a lot of things differently.
Hey, listeners. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Brooklyn Fishing Club podcast. If you enjoy the show and want to rep your favorite show in style, check out our official merch shop. We've got everything from cozy hoodies to sleek jackets, graphic tees, and even backpacks perfect for your daily grind. Whether you're binging episodes or just want to elevate your streetwear game, our gear is made for comfort, style, and showing love for the BFC podcast. Plus, our gear is now shipping worldwide. Head over to brooklynfishingclub.com and grab your favorite one today. Thanks for supporting the show and looking great while doing it. What were some of the things you learned?
I think a lot of my recipes were overcomplicated, and I should just stuck to very simple things that had little ingredients, very easy to do, whole recipes over accessible recipes, and I think that was a mistake.
Were there any other mistakes you thought you made?
Yes, I did not trust myself, and I hired people to help me, and I wasted a lot of money on that when I should have just trusted my own skills.
Interesting. What did you hire them for?
To help me with the writing, with the wording and the grammar and stuff like that. And it ended up being an absolute disaster. And I blew pretty much half of my budget on it, which was very stupid. And oh well.
What are you going to do? You live and you learn. So
exactly.
Do you have a new book that you're working on or any new projects that don't involve you diving into the ocean?
No, not really. I think it's more, I'm kind of really enjoying right now the whole gathering several type of protein for my family. So I'm going to be focusing on that for a little while. And then, let's see, a lot of what I do work-wise involves a lot of traveling. And of course, right now my travel can't be really that long. So I guess I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, you're trying to find a balance, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I want to keep doing what I do, but I also don't want to just, I got a job offer that was really awesome that I would have jumped on 2 years ago, but it's too long and there's no way I can leave my baby for that long. So
where was it?
There's no location yet for it, but
oh, okay. Yeah, you can't leave the baby for that long.
I cannot. No, they needed me to leave for 45 days, which is not
45 days. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a no-go for sure.
It's a no-go for sure.
So what's next for you? Where are you guys going next?
We're going back to Nicaragua, actually, probably in a couple of weeks, as we really enjoy spending time over there. I think that I really want the ocean to be part of my baby's life, so it's important for her to be able to see it. And I would personally move to Florida, but with my husband's job, we're kind of stuck in Austin, so it's not happening. But hey, it's a good compromise that we get to go there several times a year, and then I get to do some very mild spearfishing there.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty overfished, and there's just not a lot of reef. It's very sandy.
Oh, there's not a lot of structure. Yeah.
There's not a lot of structure, no.
So what's like the main fish you're going for there? Is it anything you can find pretty much?
Anything that's edible.
Yeah.
If it swims in front of me, I'll try to kill it.
Yeah. So you mentioned you're trying to like gather protein for your family. So I'm guessing that involves like hunting as well, not just doing stuff in the ocean. And what is like the goal of that? Do you want your family to be completely living off food that you've harvested? Is that kind of the end goal there?
I would really like to. I don't want to sound too hippie-ish, but you just learn so many weird stories about the food system, and that I just think that whatever you can harvest yourself, and it's fun for me, so it's just a win-win, right? I get to keep my identity, I guess, and at the same time I get to come home with amazing meat or fish or seafood, so it's just a no-brainer for me to keep doing that.
So what's in the freezer right now? What do you have stocked?
I have venison, I have some nilgai, and I have some fish. I have quite a lot of it. I have some mackerel, I have some grouper, I have some hogfish, and I have a hell lot of tuna.
Nice. That's great. You must have a giant freezer, I'm assuming.
I have 3 deep freezers.
3 deep freezers. Is it one for fish, one for like meat? Like how does that, or is it just all random?
No, there is. I'm definitely not related to Marie Kondo, as everything is like just in a bowl in the bottom of my freezer.
That's cool. That's awesome. So you mentioned that Nicaragua is overfished. Is that from longliners or what is that?
I'm going to take a wild guess, and as we're seeing a lot of Chinese finance infrastructure, I'm going to guess that they probably have interest in those waters, among other resources, of course, but
yeah.
Also there's no rules, so people just fish anything they catch. You go to the market and you see, grouper the size of a freaking, like a baby sardine, and you just see this tiny little stuff, and that just, lobster that are shrimp size, but it's, you can hardly blame them when you think about, they're just trying to feed their families.
Right,
so
yeah, they're just trying to survive.
Exactly. You can't really push sustainability at somebody who's just trying to do what they can to put food on the table.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think some of the biggest threats are to our oceans today, in your opinion?
I think misinformation. I think that, not that I want to give them credibility, because I hate to do that, but I do think that Seaspiracy actually did have an impact on consumers' views, and a lot of people think that you have to refrain from buying fish in order to do the right thing, but it's actually inaccurate. The biggest thing that you can do to make a difference would be to buy sustainable fish. Because if you start putting your money behind sustainable practices, that's what will create a difference. And then if, on the other hand, all you're doing is you're abstaining, then you're driving the price of fish down. And what a low price of fish does is people have to fish more and more and more through its quotas. So, of course, that has a negative impact, because people just don't think about it. They think, if I abstain to eat fish, I'm reducing demand, and then I'm reducing fishing. It's just not how it works. It's not how economics works. So
are there any specific policies or initiatives that you support that help to, foster sustainability?
I think that right now we're at a turning point, especially with aquaculture. I think there's a lot of hate on it. Some of it is very, very rightful. I think that it's not, at this point, it's not a question if aquaculture is going to reach the U.S., it's when it's going to reach the U.S. And I think that as the United States is the leader in sustainability when it comes to seafood, I think that it's really important to make sure that the next chapter in that industry is done correctly. And when it comes to wild fish, right now I would say that the majority of the fish, if you want to buy something that's sustainable, if it's coming from the U.S., if it's sourced in the U.S., there's a good chance it's going to be sustainable.
Who do you think some of the countries are that are doing the most damage to the oceans?
China.
And what are they
and
doing?
Japan.
What are they doing? They're overfishing?
They just don't give a shit. They've
About
been
anything.
lying on catches. They've been lying on quotas. They pretend that they're catching more than they actually do to kind of like show that the resources are plentiful. They just a lot of stuff that they do. They're using techniques that are very well proven to be bad, and they still do it, and they just suck. And they'll eat anything.
Like what techniques do they use?
Like industrial bottom trawling and ghost netting and just...
You said ghost netting?
Yes, it's basically you let a net drift into the ocean and then it catches a bunch of stuff. The problem is that it catches a lot of stuff with it too.
Yeah, like turtles and dolphins and stuff that they're not even trying to eat. Yeah. Oh, man, that's crazy. I bet some of those ghost nets are probably pretty long, too. I bet they drop out like... I wouldn't be surprised if they had like one that was like a mile, right? I mean, they probably...
For sure.
Yeah.
They have crazy, crazy boats now, and Europeans are not doing better. Europeans are really, really bad when it comes to that type of stuff. Not only in terms of sustainability, but the entire coast of West Africa is just being insanely overly exploited and just raided.
Really?
Yes. And then same with like, you know, when I was in Costa Rica and I was fishing for tunas and you have to spot the dolphins and then the tunas are under. A big fishing boat, you think you're going to care about separating the dolphins and the tuna?
Nope.
Hell no.
Wow. Wow. So what are they going for in West Africa? What are they taking over there?
A lot of small fish, mainly. So West Africa is very known to be exploited for kind of little fish, a lot to feed aquaculture. And this thing, it's like a black hole of exploitation and unsustainable practices. I would think fishing related that's happening in that region of the world is insanely shameful.
And nobody's doing anything about it. I mean, what can you do, right? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. It seems like a pretty helpless situation. You just kind of have to watch it. Be like, that's happening. I don't know what to do about it. But like, oh man.
I mean, I'm going to guess that a lot of people are just, there's a very few people that are taking advantage of the situation by probably corruption, and then it's the rest of the population that are paying for all of it.
And then you probably see the ripple effect throughout the world, because if you hit one part of the ocean too hard, I mean, it's going to affect other parts, right?
Yes. Sustainability is regional. I think like the bluefin tuna is probably one of the strongest example of that, how it can be heavily overfished somewhere and very sustainable and thriving somewhere, like in the United States. But of course, it has effects. And one of the new issues, too, that just came into light after a massive investigation by New York Times, I believe. But now they found out that there was a lot of slavery in fishing.
Really?
Like we didn't have enough problems with.
Oh, my God. What?
With everything else, now you have to worry about slavery. They just basically enroll a lot of people from third world countries that are making no living from the Philippines or from India, and they just put them on shipping vessels. A lot is from Asian countries, and they just confiscate, their passports, and then they're stuck on a ship. And there's accidents, there's theft, and a lot of safety, a lot of diseases because they don't feed them properly. And of course, you can't leave.
And they're forced to just fish?
And they're just forced to keep fishing for a ridiculous amount of money. And some of them have been out at sea for 2 years without being able to see their family. It's pretty shocking.
That's wild. Oh, my God. I was going to make a bad joke and say I think I have a few friends that might want to do that, but that's not funny. And it's mostly from Asian countries over in the Pacific that's happening, or do you see it in other places too? It's
developed countries exploiting third world countries. But people are volunteering, so it's...
Again, they're trying to survive,
Exactly. They think that they're being sold the idea of exactly like the army would do, they set up like booths and stuff like that, and they just recruit people, young people that think that they're going to go work on a boat for a year, and then they're going to come back with, $20, $30, $50,000.
Yeah.
And then the reality is just a complete whole different thing.
How is that legal? How people are just turning a blind eye to it? I mean, I just don't get it. I guess
that's
because,
not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of international organizations that are trying to put a up against it. But then again, it's like sex trafficking, like a lot of weird shit happening in the world. It's how do you stop everything?
Yeah.
People are volunteering.
Yeah. That's the first problem. But they must have some pretty good propaganda to trick them into it. I would really like to look into that. I'm making a note right here. That is wild.
I can find the article and send it to you.
Oh,
it was
cool.
It was pretty wild.
Oh, man. So, I mean, we touched on it a little bit, but I mean, what can the individual do to help support sustainability other than to continue buying fish and buying them from, sustainable sources? Is there anything else the average person can do?
I mean, again, I think that when it's better for you to eat less fish, but encourage and put your money behind sustainable practices. So, like, talk to your fish market. Again, in the U.S., we're so lucky. If you go to Publix, has great sustainable fish. I mean, in Texas, H-E-B has great sustainable fish. So you don't need to go to Whole Foods to get good fish. There's actually quite a bit of it. But, like, take the time to ask the person behind the counter and be like ask the guy, like, what can I buy? What's good? What's sustainable? Where is it coming from? Just ask questions. I'm saying guy because it's very rare to see women working behind the fish counter, which actually was my first job at a grocery store.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I hated every second of it.
Yeah, it's a tough gig. Definitely a tough gig.
You're always wet and always cold. It's pretty rough.
And you don't even get to shoot anything.
Exactly.
Oh, man. So let me ask you this too. You've been all over the world. You've been to super remote locations. Do you see the impact of plastics throughout the ocean wherever you go?
Funny enough, there's more trash in remote locations than there is in populated areas. I'm going to guess because it gets picked up.
I guess. I don't know. Where's one place you've been where it was like super remote and beautiful and you were just shocked by the amount of trash that you saw?
The Bahamas.
Really?
Some very remote islands in Bahamas. So you see trash after trash after trash. And a lot of it, the majority of the plastic entering the ocean is coming from, I believe, India is one of them, which is like a river of trash in Indonesia. Anyways, somewhere in that region. And Haiti, too, is a very big culprit when it comes to the Caribbean. There's a lot of trash that's flooding into the ocean.
It's disgusting.
There.
So gross.
Yes.
Speaking of the Bahamas, though, what are your thoughts on the developing shark problem in the Bahamas that seems to be getting worse and worse?
I think that everybody has an opinion that goes with what type of skin they have in the game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like the shark divers or whatever that takes photos with sharks in the Bahamas because they're trying to raise awareness.
What are they trying to raise awareness to, though? Like that you can swim with tiger sharks? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, why they do that? Like, why risk it? Why go put your head in front of a tiger shark? I don't get it.
For the likes, for the gram.
For the gram, yeah.
For the gram.
Get
for the gram.
Risk getting decapitated for the gram. Totally worth it.
It's just, it makes somebody looks cool. It makes somebody gets and attention, and then it's easy to be like, I just love sharks, and this is not a shark's fault, and blah, 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 blah. But
yeah.
But you're still feeding a wild animal. I'm not saying this is the only reason, but I'm saying that once sharks associate humans with food, I'm sorry, but you're creating an imbalance in the food chain.
So, like, I tell people that are going to the Bahamas, I tell them to be really careful and not really go swimming. Am I being overly cautious or paranoid, or is that probably good advice?
I would never swim anywhere in the ocean without a mask.
There you go.
Because I know what's happening.
Yeah, you've seen too much.
There's no sharks.
Oh, man.
Bahamas is it's a place where, first of all, the marinas are flooded with fish carcasses from fishermen. There's just hundreds every day that are filleted in every marina in the Bahamas. I think there's two girls, they were in a yacht and they jumped off the boat in the marina at Bimini. I was like, might as well just take a gun and play Russian roulette. Because this is the dumbest idea ever. Of course, one of them got bit.
Yep.
What's the difference between the marina being with shark being fed and then having a tourist operation. What Tiger Beach is a good example. So many accidents happen at Tiger Beach. You're feeding a wild animal, and then that's the one thing. And then one thing bothers me insanely. Somebody saying, "Whoa, you're in a shark's habitat, though." Like it, like whatever. Like you, not you deserve it, but like if you swim in the ocean and you get bit by a shark, it's your fault. I mean,
What are your thoughts on that? You don't agree with that? I hear that all the time.
I think that if it's something that you don't know, it's easy to say. But then I always tell those people, if your mom was swimming in the ocean and a shark was swimming towards her and was about to bite her, would you shoot the shark?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if somebody says no, they're lying motherfuckers.
Exactly. Exactly. Definitely. It's funny though, because some people think the sharks are like in danger because of like shark finning and this and that, but it seems, at least in the Bahamas and in around South Florida, it seems like they're thriving. I mean, they seem to be everywhere. I hear charter captains complaining more and more about getting taxed, so I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they're on the upswing, or?
I mean, again, it's when I was saying earlier that sustainability is very regional. That's the very prime example of that. It's now everywhere I go, like it's my main fishing place in Florida is Tampa. And we used to be able to do 3-4 spots without seeing a shark. Now it's very rare that we go to a spot and we don't see sharks. But
Wow.
there's more people fishing, there's less fish. I don't know which one has a stronger impact. We don't really know. Those are all just hypotheses and ideas of what could happen, but those are, I mean, there's no shark tourist operation in Tampa, and there's a lot of them. I think somebody got attacked by a shark when they were scalloping a couple of years ago.
In the Tampa area?
Yes.
Wow.
In the Tampa area. And then you see sharks on beaches, and it's again, I think that you can swim a shark every day of your life and claim yourself as an expert. We don't know. We don't know what is a shit ton of shark. Like when I went to Ascension Island in 2000 and I'm going to say 12 the first time, didn't see a single shark. Then I went to, again, I think 2 years later, didn't see a single shark. 5 years later, the place is swarming with sharks.
Really?
There's thousands of sharks everywhere. Is it because now more people were fishing there? Is it because it's a cycle? Is it because of freaking El Nino? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not a shark expert, but it's all of those things affect fish, and like last year when I went fishing in Costa Rica, there was no tuna. This year there was a shit ton of them. It's just the cyclic too. There's a lot. It's such a complicated topic.
Yeah, so many factors.
I think everybody can have an opinion, but I definitely would say that a shark influencer does not know what's happening.
Have you ever had any close calls with sharks while you've been down there?
Yes.
Yeah. What was the closest call?
The closest call, honestly, I had so many. Tampa is pretty gnarly, to be fair. The sharks are they will chase you to the surface. They will come really close. They're not shy.
Yeah. And what types of sharks are we talking? Are we talking like bull sharks, lemon sharks?
Bull sharks,
tigers. What's the biggest tiger you've seen while you've been down there?
There's only one that lives in the same place. Like tigers are normally quite sedentary.
Okay.
It was not that big. But I saw one in New Caledonia. It was the size of a bus. I was like, "What the fuck is that dinosaur?"
Oh my god!
And he just came slowly from the bottom, just with his mouth open, casually, just swimming straight up.
Oh my god!
I'm like, oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! And he came maybe like 6 to 8 foot away from me, looked at me, turned around, and went all the way back down. I don't think my heart pounded as hard.
Oh my god! And what do you do? Like, if he comes at you, would you have to shoot him? I mean, does that happen with people where they have to like take a shot at a shark? Have you heard of that happening?
Yeah, I mean, if a shark wants to come at you, if you have a gun or not, it's not going to change anything. First of all, it's going to attack you without you knowing. It's most people that I know that got bit by a shark, they never saw it coming.
Wow.
Either they had their head out of water, holding the fish down, or they was just not looking. And normally that's the type of opportunity a shark would take. When they get curious, like one of the worst encounter I had with a shark was a baby tiger shark in Tampa that was just circling me and like kind of charging me. This is the closest I've ever been to shooting it. And my buddy didn't arrive, which kind of scared it. I mean, air quotes scared it. It kind of went away. He was like, "Yeah, there's two of them. Fuck it," and he just left. But I was very, very close.
It was charging you?
It was charging me, and I was like pushing it with my gun kind of as hard as I could. And I was like, trying to like aim for like the eye and the gill. And I've never shoot a shark in my life. So I'm like, why do I even shoot it? Because I don't get two shots here.
And then it finally just went away.
That finally went away. But there's a lot of people that keep saying, like, I encounter so many sharks, some of them very aggressive, and you never need to shoot it. It always kind of possible. But again, I always dive with a power head on me, and I know this is a super taboo freaking point to make, but I don't give a shit. Because again, if I was walking in the woods and a grizzly bear come at me and it was trying to eat me, I will shoot it too.
Yep.
It's just, I'm not looking to go shoot a bear, but again, if it's my life against a wild animal, I am sorry, but I am not dying.
Yeah, it's that simple.
It's that simple. Even though, yes, I'm in the ocean. Yes, it's the shark habitat. Yes, the forest is a grizzly's habitat. But you know what? I'm already risking my life for my food. And I mean, shadow water blackout being the biggest risk, more than a shark anyways. But yeah, I'm not going to die for it. And then again, the people are whining about it, or people buying their food at the grocery store anyway, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Have you ever had a shallow water blackout? Is that what you called it?
I had, yes.
You did? So what happens there? You come up too fast? Or
no, so it's basically what happens is that when you do a dive that's either too long, or you didn't breathe up properly, or you run out of air, when you go to the bottom, your lungs are shrinking, right? Which is one of the biggest difference with scuba diving. When you come back to the surface, then your lungs are going to extend back to their normal size, which means that in the last 30 feet, when your lung extends back to their normal size, your percentage of oxygen is going to go down drastically. And this is where you have your biggest risk of passing out. Other than that, if you get tangled or things like that, it could happen at the bottom. But normally, it's when you come back to the surface. Your oxygen level will drop drastically, and then you pass out.
So I guess that happened one time or multiple times has that happened?
It happened to me only once.
Okay. What happened there?
The fish was pretty deep. Actually, I almost had a second one, and both times my depth was about 85 feet, and I hadn't been diving in a while, so it's kind of a little bit out of a practice. And I shot a grouper on a pole spear. No, sorry, I missed a grouper on a pole spear, and then I reloaded. I tried to shoot it. I was chasing it, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm pretty freaking deep, and this has been quite a long time." And I came back to the surface, and I knew I was going to pass out.
You knew it was coming. You're like, "Oh no."
And all I could do was hoping that my buddy was watching me, and that was really good. And this is why, in the last years, this month, I think 4 people died diving in Florida.
Wow.
It's a very, very dangerous sport. And sadly, accidents happen with people that are very experienced. And I see it all the time with my friends. We go to a spot, and there's one going in one direction, other one going in a direction. Everybody's chasing a fish. Everybody's focused on their own thing. Water's murky. If you black out and you sink to the bottom, there's a good chance that nobody will find you again.
Yeah.
And it's not because you have 30 years of experience spearfishing that that's not going to happen to you. You can have a bad day. So I've been spearfishing for 14 years now, almost 15. And there's days when you dive like shit, and there's days when you dive good. Sometimes you can be off your game. Sometimes your mental can be bad. Sometimes your breath can be bad. You just don't know. And that's every time. The accidents happen with people with experience disregarding very basic rules.
Hey anglers, ever wish that you had a crew that's just as obsessed with fishing as you are? Well, now's your chance to join the Brooklyn Fishing Club. For just $25 a month, you'll get access to invite-only club events, online seminars with special guests, and exclusive fishing info that you won't find anywhere else. And did we mention the perks? You'll get a free t-shirt when you join, 20% off everything in the shop, and access to our private Facebook group and online forum. Plus, members get the inside scoop on our VIP destination trips, the kind of bucket list fishing experiences that you won't want to miss. Best part, you can cancel at any time, but trust me, you won't want to. Join now at brooklynfishingclub.com and level up your fishing game today. So do you have strict rules when it comes to you and your buddy when you're doing this?
The what, sorry?
Do you have a set of rules that you adhere to when you're diving with a buddy to, like, you know, make sure you're watching each other, not split up? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
The main one is one up, one down.
One up, one down. Yep.
And then when the water is murky, hopefully you can attach a float line that is like white or bright yellow, and then you can trace the person. And most people I know who dives in the Gulf, we all have either like white railing in our fins or white mask of snorkel or just something that like, or white weights or something just to kind of pop out.
Yeah.
That you can still see the person when they're down there.
So is the water in Tampa kind of murky over there?
It's very murky.
It is. Okay. Interesting.
It's very murky.
Yeah, it's not like you're diving in Jupiter or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you can see the wreck is like 70 feet. That doesn't happen in Tampa.
Oh, man.
At like 40 feet viz, we're like, oh my God, this is like the day of the year.
So you said you've heard of 4 different people that have died like that in the past year?
In the past month.
The past month? Oh, my God. And these people had experience. These weren't like beginners. Oh, my God. I wonder what the mistakes were that they made. I guess their buddies weren't paying attention, or maybe they went without a buddy. Do people do that, I guess? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to misspoke on that because I just don't want to be disrespectful. But I think one of them did one last drop behind the boat and never surfaced. One of them is still looking for him.
Oh, my God.
It's.
So do you feel like now that you're a mother, do you feel like you're going to try to be even more safe than you were in the past, or maybe not push the limits as much, or do you see yourself continuing to push the limits?
I mean, look, I would love to tell you, yes, I'm going to be way safer, but I tried. But even like when I was in Costa a few weeks ago, I did a few things. I was like, that was dumb.
Like what?
I mean, when you go for tuna, right, you don't really have time to do a braid up. And I really wanted a big one. So I was, diving down with that braid up to sometimes, 75 feet, 80 feet. And I was like, this is stupid. Just wait. Dive to 40, 45 and wait for a tuna to show up. Just don't overdive. And I was like, dive. Want a big one. I was keep diving. And I was like, okay, you have a baby at home. Just stop doing this shit.
So are you diving down to like 75 feet and then you're sitting there waiting for one too?
Yes.
So how long are you able to sit there and like kind of wait?
Without a braid up, not that long. I would say my dives are probably a minute and a half.
So did you get one? You get a good one? Was that the one you were holding on the beach in one of the recent photos, I think?
Yes.
You had 2 fish in your hands. You had one tuna, and what was the other one, I think?
A Cobera snapper.
Oh, nice. And you get those on the same dive?
Same day.
Same day. Yeah, so I'm sure, so what, you're out deep for the tuna, and then you come into the rocks for the snapper? Is that how that works?
Yes, it was a wreck. It was a wreck at 67 feet. The viz was so shit too. Oh my Lord.
Oh really? How was the shot on that snapper? Did you see him and then come back down for him, or did you see him and get him on that?
Oh no, I went down. He swam right in front of me. I stoned it. Went back to the surface with it.
It's perfect.
It is one and done.
Grocery shopping, pretty much.
Exactly.
Nice. What are some fish you still want to get? You still want to shoot? You've got the dog. You got the dog tooth tuna, right? You did that?
Yes.
Yeah. So what else? I mean, what do you do? I feel like that's like that you got the marlin, right? I mean, what else is there? I saw some guy got a swordfish on the spear not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm not shooting a swordfish.
No?
Again, I'm not shooting a swordfish.
Why not?
Because the chance of the swordfish spearing you back is extremely high.
Really?
They're very aggressive fish, and they will go at you.
Oh, they'll come right at you and try to take you out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And if you get speared by a swordfish, just the bacteria it has in its bells, you're going to die very quickly.
Oh, my God. That would be a horrible way to go. How'd she go out? Swordfish.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool, to be fair.
I mean, how much more? You got the marlin. I mean, is the swordfish, it must be a little bit more dangerous than a marlin, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah?
The marlins are not that aggressive. Like the marlin will either swim, like either he's going to sound and like just swim down, he's going to swim straight away from you. The swordfish will come at you.
Have you heard of anybody getting speared by a swordfish when they were trying to get them?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
It happened to a guy in Hawaii a few years ago. And it happened to a guy I know when a spear went between his body and his armpit. So, yes, he got speared.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh.
Oh my God. And they lived though? Oh my Lord. Jeez.
It's just not a good idea.
So then what's next for you? What do you still want to get? Or do you want to get like another species you've already got, but you want to get a bigger one?
I'm not into the big fish game much anymore. Like that's why I picked going to Costa Rica instead of Panama.
Okay.
Because I want good eating size fish.
Yeah.
And I just want to be able to bring a lot of that stuff home.
So your mission has kind of changed.
Yeah, exactly. It's I've always been food orientated, but now I'm like very food orientated. But what I haven't got though in a few years that I really want to get soon is some wahoo. I'm due for wahoo.
Where's the best place to go for them?
Probably the Keys, I would say, would be the closest. I could do Texas too, but you have to go so far.
Are they tough to spear?
It depends. Some of them can swim right at you. Some of them can be a little bit tougher. It really depends.
Do they put up a good fight when you spear them? Do they like take off? I know they're super fast.
They definitely take off, but you have to be super careful because the flesh is so fragile that it very easily rip off.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you have to be super, super, super careful.
So you've ripped off on them before, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Which is very, very sad because you're like, okay, the fish is going to die and I don't even get to eat it.
That's interesting. So is that the same with like tuna? Because I'm just thinking about like the texture of the meat. I feel like wahoo is a pretty muscular fish too. Why would you rip off on those more so than? I guess there's less meat on them, or they're more narrow. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand why you would rip off on those and not other ones.
Well, the tuna, you have the skin going on for you. Like the skin is very thick. So even like unless you have a used tuna, if you have a shit shot, you can maybe put it off because of the skin.
Gotcha.
Like this will create quite a bit of pressure. On a wahoo, it's kind of same as a mackerel. The skin is so thin that it's not really going to create much resistance. And then on top of it, again, as a mackerel, the flesh is kind of it can be very mushy.
So what's your favorite way to prepare the wahoo?
I like it seared because a wahoo that's cooked all the way through is unedible. And then wahoo that's raw, it's really, really good. So I guess my in between is really like seared is just exactly how it should be.
So what's your favorite fish overall to catch and cook? Like if you had to catch and cook a fish every day for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Oof. For cooking purposes, I probably would say the tuna because it's probably the most versatile fish in the sense that it tastes amazing cooked, it tastes amazing seared, it tastes amazing canned, it tastes amazing raw, it tastes amazing in crudo. It's just kind of such a nice, well-rounded fish that if I had to pick one forever, I would probably pick that one.
Oh my God, I'm getting hungry. I'm ready to go to the fish market after this. I have a few really good ones down here that they like. This one place I go to, it's just big white coolers. Everything is caught within 24 hours, just in little plastic bags. You know, they've got the stone crab. They've got everything. Might have to go there today. Might have to get a piece of tuna.
What do you like to buy? Oh, tuna?
I like getting they get really good blackfin tuna. These little blackfin tuna steaks. I like to get those.
People hate on blackfin tuna, but blackfin tuna is really good.
Oh, I love blackfin tuna. Who hates on blackfin tuna? They need to get their head examined. Blackfin tuna.
A lot of people.
So good. Really
it doesn't freeze well.
Everywhere. Oh, it doesn't?
Exactly. It doesn't freeze well. That's the problem.
Yeah, you kind of have to eat it like day of.
Yeah, and the bloodline is bigger, so people are like, there's a big bloodline, there's a big fish, but nah.
No, they're great. They're great.
It's a great fish.
I love wahoo, too. I love sashimi wahoo.
Wahoo is so good.
So good.
Raw cobia, too. Fantastic.
I've only had seared cobia. My buddy Dennis got it. So good. So freaking good. Is there like one simple like seafood recipe that you would like to share with the listeners? Like something that, you know, if somebody's just getting into cooking seafood, something easy that like if somebody wanted to make something tonight, what would you recommend? I
actually posted a video about that yesterday. It's, for me, the best way to cook fish that's very easy is just kind of like dip it in flour a little bit and then cook it, fry it in a pan. And when it gets like a nice golden brown and then it's all the way cooked, just take the fish off and just put butter, lemon, and caper in the pan and pour it all over your fish. It's insanely simple, but nothing tastes better like that.
Sounds amazing.
It's just so good and so easy.
So what would you say, like a piece of snapper, something like that?
Literally anything works.
Anything.
Anything.
Nice. So last time I interviewed
And you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, one of my biggest questions I get from people is, how do I not overcook the fish?
Yeah.
If you cook fish at home, it doesn't matter what your fish look like. Especially like get the practice, which means if you're cooking a fillet, just make a little cut in it and look inside. Just keep looking.
Yeah.
Keep looking unless it's perfect. Then you're going to start getting better at looking at what the fish looks like and the consistency and things like that. But just make a little cut in it and look what the meat looks like.
And just keep checking. That's it.
And just keep checking.
Last time we talked, you mentioned your mentor. What's his name again? The guy from St. Pete, I think, or
Oh, GR.
GR. Yeah. How's GR doing these days?
GR is doing great. He came to Nicaragua with me about a month and a half ago, and we got to do a little shore dive, which was my first time diving postpartum, and it was awesome to be in the water.
Oh, that must have felt amazing.
It was just the fact to be with him too in the water. We shot super shitty fish, but it was so cool anyway.
Sounds like fun. Yeah, I would love to get him on the show. I don't know if he'd be interested in that, but I'm sure.
Oh, probably.
I'm sure
he's got the stories.
Really crazy stories. Yeah. So yeah, what else is coming up for you? Are you kind of just like easing back into it a little bit and trying to find the balance with motherhood and everything, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just finally just getting back in shape and getting my shit together, and that's. I'm not gonna lie, it's after having a baby and with the job that I used to do, the travel that I used to do, the independence I used to have. Now I kind of have to reinvent myself. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of years, and let's see. Bring it on. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a readjustment to the old lifestyle. Now it's a whole new chapter.
Exactly.
So the baby's probably going to be doing a lot of traveling before she can even talk. How was she on the plane? How was she on the plane in Nicaragua? She held it down?
She was pretty great. She did cry for the first 15 minutes, which I was kind of mortified because I am a baby hater in the plane.
And look how the tables have turned.
I know, right? I was like, this is karma.
Yeah, it is. It's karma for all those dirty looks you gave people over the years.
Exactly.
Did you bring the dog to Nicaragua too?
Not this time, but we're bringing him next time we're going.
Oh, he's got such a good little life. You guys are such a beautiful family. I'm so happy for you guys. Crushing
this dog is a princess. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
What's the dog's name?
Teddy.
Katie. And what's your
Teddy, like a teddy bear.
Oh, Teddy. And what's your daughter's name?
Josephine.
Josephine. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm trying to see if I have any lingering questions. What advice? I probably asked you this last time. Maybe it changed, but what advice would you give to someone looking to follow a similar path as yours?
Oof. Honestly, right now, probably don't do it.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. Why not? And
it's a tough market. There's some years where I've done really, really good money. Right now, it's a tough market for everybody who does the type of things that I do. And if you're looking for, I'm trying to sound nice. When I'm French, we usually don't sound too nice. Basically, is the majority of people doing what I do will end up in their retiring age with not a penny under their name. If you do what I do, you need to build a long-term plan.
Yeah.
You need to build solid either passive income or something. Because even if you're thriving for 5 years, even if you accumulate 1 million followers and your things are going really well, this is the stepping stone. It's not the job. It's never the job. The job is whatever. Social media is never a job. And that's a big mistake that people are thinking. I need followers and I'll be fine. Followers are never enough. They're a tool to build a successful business and nothing apart from that.
So you think a lot of people get lost in this social media thing and they don't see what the real important part is. Yeah.
And look, if you're very good with your money and then you do fine and then you buy apartments and then you rent them and then if you have a plan, again, that works, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you're just having followers and making money, enjoy your life, thinking that look at me, this is my job. I made $200,000 this year, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's not a retirement plan.
No, because not every year is going to be like that in this game.
Exactly. It's something that I had to face when, I've done that through my late 20s, early 30s. And then when I reached 35, 36, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, this is not, I cannot, like, right now, I did not plan properly. Like, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'm going to be.
I feel you. I feel you on
Well,
that.
I'm going to be 50-year-old influencer that, that live out of a passion. Cool. But 5 years out of 10, I don't make any money. And that's not that great.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. So do you think you'll encourage your daughter to follow in your footsteps?
I'm definitely going to push her to do as much things as possible.
Yeah.
So, like, I will get her on skis and snowboard, and I'll try to get her snorkeling with me, and then we'll get her surfing, and I'll teach her to drive manual. Like, I really want her to experience as many things as possible, and then she can pick whatever she likes, and hey, turns out maybe it's going to be none of it.
You never know. It's going to be cool. You're going to have your own little dive buddy. You're going to be able to do your dives. It's going to be awesome. Does your husband go spearfishing with you or not so much?
He went a few times, but he's a surfer mainly.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of enjoying us having our own things.
Yeah, that's cool. I could see that. Definitely.
Because there's one thing that I hate when I go spearfishing, especially that I don't really get to go that often these days.
Yeah.
When I spearfish, I'm having a good time. I don't want to hold you by the hand and tell you what to do. And I'm in my zone. I'm here to catch fish.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you figure the rest out. I'm going fishing.
Exactly. So it's good. It's same for him. When he's surfing, he doesn't want to teach me how to position my stance and do all that shit. Like, he wants to catch the good waves and have fun, which is fair enough. So at least I think it's fine in a relationship to have your own passion as long as the other also has one.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
If you're the only one with a passion, fight's going to happen for sure.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry.
It's just hard because you need to have a passion to understand that somebody has one.
So you mentioned you're getting back in shape. Do you have like a set fitness routine or what do you?
Yes.
What does that look like?
So I go to the gym probably 3 or 4 days a week. Then I do some spinning and I do a lot of walking with the baby and a lot of different things. And I'm actually working on the mom's program right now because I think that it's such a specific. You need to be pretty time efficient when you have a baby to train.
Oh, definitely.
You can't just go to the gym and fuck around for 3 hours.
Yeah, definitely not. Do you do like breath training or is your breath control pretty much like that's like muscle memory at this point?
No, it's pretty much muscle memory at this point. I think definitely being fit cardio-wise is something that can help, but the main component in freediving is mental aspect and experience. I mean, I met in my life some old fat fuckers who do way better than me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, yeah.
When you say it's like
I met a guy in South Africa. He was 75 and he outdove me like I was a freaking toddler following him around.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I guess to each his own. When you say there's a lot of there's a big mental aspect that goes into it. What do you mean exactly?
I mean, especially let's say if you're in a dangerous situation, if you panic, then it's bad. You just need to but you need to be in control of your mental, right? Because what happens is when you're not exhaling that CO2 and you have that accumulation in your body, that sends a very strong signal to your brain that you need to breathe. And then it's the mental aspect that you need to be able to calm down in that moment and be able to keep going and push yourself.
So when you were first...
Of course, there's a...
Yeah, sorry. No, I was just going to say, so when you were first starting out, this journey like 14 years ago, was it more difficult to not panic about stuff? Like, do you find that now that you're more experienced, obviously, do you find that you're more in control of the panic button, let's call it? For sure.
Even if I'm coming back to the surface and I'm out of air, I kind of know my body enough now that I'm going to make it and I'm good. I'm like, I kind of push it a little bit on that one. And I just know my body so well in the water at this point. But it's a lot of it is experience again. But also we talked about accidents before. It's not a sport you can get cocky.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a very, very intense sport. What's the deepest you've free dove again? I'm sure I asked you that last time, but I just want to.
150 feet.
150?
Yeah, but
Holy
it's not.
shit.
I have not really any interest in pure free diving stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just not really.
You want the fish. There's got to be some fish.
I want the fish.
Yeah.
I want the fish.
What's the deepest you dove for a shot before?
I think it was around like 95, probably 95 to 100. That's when I was on top of my shape.
100 feet. What'd you shoot?
A snapper.
Wow. How deep were the dogtooth tuna when you were shooting them? How deep did you have to go for those?
They were not that deep. I think they were probably around like 60 feet. The problem is there's just so many sharks. But the day I caught my dogtooth tuna, I don't know what happened, but I shot the dogtooth. There was not a single shark around. I brought it back to the boat so quickly that I puked after.
Oh my God.
I was like such an adrenaline. The second of like my body was like, okay, take a deep breath, like CrossFit style. But there was no sharks around that day. I don't know why, but best day ever.
That was the best day. Would you say that's one of your favorite trips? Top trips?
That was so awesome. I mean, I've done so many incredible trips that it's hard to.
What's like top three? Like just in terms of species. If I'm going to guess, I would say the dogtooth, probably that marlin, right?
Marlin was pretty cool. I'd say Wahoo and New Caledonia were super fun.
Where is New Caledonia? Where the hell is that place?
It's kind of by like Fiji, Australia,
Oh, cool.
that area.
How big was the wahoo there?
I'm not the one who shot it, but my friend shot a 100 and something pounder. It was kind of just so cool to see.
That is like a dinosaur. That's crazy.
It's so nice.
That's crazy. Is there anything you want to say to your fans before we wrap?
No, I mean, hey, if you want to get into spearfishing, yeah, just get that free life class and let's keep pushing.
Just keep going.
But don't make it a job.
Any advice for up and coming social media influencers? Because you definitely are one. Definitely achieved that.
Oof, I don't think I have anything. I'm not going to say nice to say, but
That's okay.
Right now it's a shit market. The economy is not good. There's not a lot of money in it. It's very, I would say all the very big players right now are getting a lot of the jobs. And even then, it's not what it used to be. I don't know if it's temporary. I don't know if it's that.
Yeah.
Right now, get a job.
Yeah, no, I definitely see it too. It's
I mean, I have people that have millions of followers and they don't have work right now.
That's crazy.
It's not like.
Yeah, I don't know.
And everything is complicated too. The algorithm is completely screwed up. It's just that you have to trash post every day. You have to keep posting. It's quantity over quality, which I found absolutely disgusting. And you get censored for. If you put a fish so that you can see the eye, then you post it censor. You can't write anything that's remotely like you write damn and then you censor. You write ass and you censor. Like, come on, just. And
you have to pay for ads if you really want the views.
Exactly. You have to pay for ads, and then you can do TikTok if you want. But then look. Hey, if you really want to do it, go for it. But I don't recommend it.
Yeah, it's a tough gig. Tough gig.
Have a plan B. Let's put it like that. Have a plan B.
Always have a plan B. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, that's all I got for this one, Valentine. I really appreciate you calling in and being a guest for a second time. And I would love to have you on again in a couple more years and see what else is going on,
Sounds good.
Love having you as a repeat guest. So
thank you so much for having me again.
Of course.
Oh, perfect timing. Baby's crying.
Oh,
perfect
baby's
timing.
up. There we go.
Baby's
All
up.
right, perfect. All right, go give Josephine a big
Sounds
hug
good.
and a kiss. All right, you have a good rest of the day.
Thank you.
All right, bye, Valentine.
Hey, don't you walk on me. walk on me, 'cause I worship the ground.